Hi guys, I messed up on the time. I put for 10:50. I'm at 9:50, as you can see on live. Anyway, I am tired. Don't know if I'm coming or going these days. We just got so much going on. This is Renee with the Truth Factor, and we do headlines with an attitude. I also do Bible. For those that have been following me on Bible, you guys kind of know what's been taking place and why we've been absent. But for those that don't follow me on Bible, I want to give everybody an update. I have a lot of illness in my family right now. We have a niece that's in a very bad way in a Methodist hospital in Houston. We also have a cousin, one of my cousins that is very sick, that's been diagnosed with stage 4 cervix cancer. I also have my stepdad's mother was recently in the hospital. His stepdad is still in the hospital. I think he's still trying to get into rehabilitation center. I'm not sure where they are on that. And his grandmother broke her neck. And so we've had a lot of illness and sickness, and I have been just kind of like very emotional and all over the place, and not feeling a whole lot like talking to anybody pretty much. And so I've kind of tried to just stay off, but there's a lot of stuff happening, and I can't ignore all the things that are going on today. And I'm feeling a little bit better. Still have all the same worries and all the stresses, but I guess I'm getting used to it, or I don't know. But I guess I'm getting, I don't know, what do you want to say? Adjusted somewhat, maybe. I don't know. I don't think you'll ever get used to all the stuff that is going on these days anyway. But there's just a few things that I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, is this culling that has taken place in Africa, in South Africa. We're gonna start with that, guys, because I mean, this is just crazy. This here is from the AP, and this is South Africa culls about 7.5 million chickens in an effort to contain a bird flu outbreak. Guys, this cannot be good, guys, at all. In Cape Town, South Africa has culled about 7.5 million chickens in an effort to contain dozens of outbreaks of 2 separate strains of the avian influenza that threaten to create a shortage of eggs and poultry for consumers. The government and the National Poultry Association said Tuesday that at least 205,000 chickens have died from bird flu. Now, I don't know if I did not hit share. Hey, Brian, how are you? Team Angel, hello. Avery came and said hello. What?
I have to get something from the porch.
Okay. She got to get something from the porch. Trying to be quiet. It's unusual for her. Anyway, because we all know Avery's loud, but she was being respectful tonight. Thank the good Lord, right? Anyway, here, so you guys can see the title really quick. And my apologies. I thought I had shared it out, but I got to thinking I didn't. But anyway, Cape Town, 7.5 million chickens in an effort to contain dozens of outbreaks of the 2 separate strains of avian influenza that threatened to create a shortage of eggs and poultry for consumers, the government and National Poultry Association said Tuesday. At least 205,000 chickens have died from the bird flu and at least 60 separate outbreaks across the country, with more than half of those outbreaks in Gauteng Province, which includes the country's biggest city, Johannesburg, and the capital of Pretoria. Some grocery stores in Johannesburg were limiting the number of egg customers were allowed to buy this week, in some cases to 1 carton of 6 eggs, and the government acknowledged there were empty constraints. The government announced approximately 2.5 million chickens bred for their meat had been culled. The South African Poultry Association said another 5 million egg-laying chickens had been culled. The 7.5 million birds represented about 20 to 30% of South Africa's total chicken stock. South African Poultry Association General Manager Isaac Bretstets-Bok said, guys, that is huge. And I mean, they really are trying to put a hurting on um on the food, on the food chain. It is absolutely horrific, Ridgeback. Absolutely. It is just astounding to see so many. 7.5 million. That's a huge number, guys. And as I read there in the AP article, that's 20 to what, 30%, it said? 20 to 30% of all of their total in South Africa chicken stock. Guys, it and we know that they have impoverished people over there, severely malnourished already, and to have this take place in Africa, it's just unthinkable. And if you don't think that it can't happen here, well, you better think again. So anyway, I came across this, and I could not, I just couldn't stop. And I was like, no, I have to get this out, because I don't know if anybody else is talking about it, because, obviously that McCarthy is such a huge topic today. This probably is being overlooked, overshadowed, but that happened today. And so I wanted to make sure that we got this information out, because, you might want to, I don't know, buy some chickens. I don't even know. I just don't even know what you can do in situations like this, but you best be preparing. Anyway, so in all of these articles that I'm showing you guys, I didn't put them in the Wixit, but they are in a link in the description, but in the box below. My apologies, guys. Then we have the dengue fever. And it's on the rise. Here's today's articles. Dengue fever has caused 1,006 deaths in Bangladesh this year alone, while Sudan has reported over 1,000 infections and 11 deaths. The case of dengue fever on the rise, with over 200,000 cases confirmed in Bangladesh. Worst record outbreak. Thousands of kilometers away in Sudan, more than 1,000 dengue fever cases have been recorded, with 11 deaths in 8 states, according to the Ministry of Health. The state most affected by this disease is Kedah state, due to the density of mosquitoes and the lack of herd immunity, the ministry said in a statement. The World Health Organization said an outbreak of cholera and dengue fever had been reported in eastern Sudan, where thousands were taking shelter as fighting raged between the army and the rapid support forces in the nation's capital of Khartoum and other cities. Dengue is a viral infection caused by dengue virus. It's transmitted to humans through a bite of infected mosquitoes. And the WHO estimated that half of the world's population is now at a risk of dengue, with an estimated 100 to 400 million infections occurring each year. It is found in the tropical and subtropical climates worldwide, mostly in urban and semi-urban areas. Anyway, guys, it seems to be they have a severe epidemic going on there. And we will definitely be keeping our eye on that. We've tried to stay abreast with all of this here, especially just knowing so many things are being overlooked right at this point and juncture. We also have, from End Time headlines, is China positioning soldiers, spies, and saboteurs in the U.S. communities for the coming war? Well, there has been a dramatic spike in the number of Chinese nationals that are coming across the borders. The vast majority of them are men, and the vast majority of these men are military age. Most of the time when these men are intercepted by U.S. officials, they claim that they have come to apply for asylum in the United States. Of course, they know that their court dates will be set far into the future, because our system is being absolutely overwhelmed by asylum seekers right now. As they wait for their court dates, most of them are released into the United States and are permitted to go wherever they want. So what that means is that thousands upon thousands of Chinese men of military age have been allowed into this country, and we do not know where they are or what they are doing. According to Fox News, the number of Chinese nationals that are being encountered at our borders far exceed anything that we've ever seen before. So far in the fiscal year of 2023, U.S. Customs and Border Protection encountered nearly 40,000 Chinese nationals on both the southern and northern borders, far surpassing the approximately 23,500 and 27,800 encountered in fiscal 2021 and 2022, respectively. In July, more than 6,000 crossed the border in just 2 months after the 19-era rule that allowed for expelling illegal migrants quickly, known as Title 42, expired. Obviously, these Chinese nationals do not walk to our borders from China, so how do they get there? Well, it is being reported that many of them begin their journeys in the nation of Ecuador. The Chinese migrants typically start their journey in Ecuador, which is a visa-free for Chinese citizens. As per the diplomat, from there they head to Nicolque, a town in the Colombia's northern coast, where it leads to Darren's Gap, a 66-mile dense jungle reportedly filled with armed guerrillas, drug traffickers, and deadly biodiversity. Some who undertake the treacherous journey allegedly pay smugglers up to $35,000 for help. This is the major national security issue, but the Biden administration isn't doing anything about it. Needless to say, it is greatly frustrating. Many Republicans, in fact, the chair of Homeland Security Committee in the House of Representatives recently told Daily Mail that he is concerned that China may be sending these men here for specific purpose. $35,000, that's kind of steep, I would say, wouldn't you? And all of these being military-aged men, just going wherever they want, right? And then we have this here from also In Time Headlines. Will the U.S. formally recognize a Palestinian statehood at the UN in the latest push for peace? Will a peace covenant soon be announced that will permanently alter world history in a major way? For months, Israel and Saudi Arabia have been quietly negotiating a deal that would normalize relations between the two nations. But they aren't the only parties involved. Israel and Saudi Arabia both want formal security agreements with the United States as part of any agreement. In other words, if either of these two nations get attacked, the U.S. military would be required to intervene. The Saudis also want to develop a nuclear power program, and they want the U.S. assistance with that. But the biggest barrier to a deal was always going to be the Palestinians. The Saudis are insisting that any agreement must include major concessions from both the U.S. and the Israelis. The Palestinians are publicly making it known that they will not accept any outcome that does not involve formal U.S. recognition of Palestinian statehood at the United Nations. And one time such a demand would have killed negotiations, but apparently the Biden administration is very open to making such a move. So much could change during the course of negotiations, and there still is a long way to go. And if any agreement can be reached, it probably will not happen until the first half of 2024. But at this moment, it appears that something will actually happen. In fact, on Friday, National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby told the press that the basic framework for an agreement has been hammered out. All sides have hammered out, I think, a basic framework for what we might be able to drive at. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby told reporters. But as in any complex arrangement, as this will inevitably be, everybody is going to have to do something, and everybody is going to have to compromise on some things, Kirby said. I was absolutely floored when I first saw that after all these years, the sort of Middle East peace agreement that we have been anticipating could actually come to fruition. But the Palestinians must be willing to accept the deal, and right now they are playing hardball. It is being reported that the Palestinians are demanding the transfer of territory in the West Bank from Israel and recognition of the Palestinian statehood at the United Nations from the United States. Last month, a U.S. official, a PA official, and senior Arab diplomat told the Times of Israel that Ramallah is seeking irreversible steps that will advance its bid for statehood in the context of U.S.-brokered Saudi-Israeli normalization talks. These officials said that the PA proposals have included the U.S. backing for recognition of Palestinian statehood at the United Nations. The U.S. is reopening its consulate in Jerusalem that historically severed Palestinians, the scrapping of congressional legislation characterizing the PLO as a terror organization, the transfer of the West Bank territory from Israeli to Palestinian control, and the demolition of illegal outposts in the West Bank will Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu be willing to give up territory that the Palestinians are asking for? And will the Biden administration shock the world by formally recognizing a Palestinian state at the United Nations? If these two things actually happen, it will be the enormous implications for all of us. A year ago, it seemed impossible that such a comprehensive agreement could happen before the next presidential election in the United States. But now leaders on all sides are optimistic. For example, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman recently told Fox News that an agreement is getting closer with each passing day. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said that this country was moving closer each day toward reaching a normalization deal with Israel, the first time he publicly acknowledged the process. Every day we get closer to reaching an agreement, the 38-year-old Saudi throne told Fox News in an interview that aired Wednesday. It seems for the first time a real serious, we're going to go see how it goes. I thought that I heard that this stuff had been tabled, so I'm not sure how new or old this is. I'm not even sure what is going on. I'll have to double check on this, but this was in the lineup. Come on. Dang it. Get down. Go. Oh, these cats killing me, guys. They're killing me. Hey, Kevin, how are you, buddy? Okay, so then we also have, and I'm going to save the best for last, I guess you could say. I don't know if it's the best, but so here's what everybody, I'm sure, is talking about everywhere, right? Thrown out for the first time in U.S. history, Speaker of the House ousted. Guys, I'm not going to read this, but I will tell you that it just doesn't, it seems like there has to be something going on for them to do this. What kind of move, what does this send to anyone, anywhere, that we're going to oust our own party? I mean, you know, yeah, I don't think none of us wanted him in there, but he got in there. So, you know, was he doing his job? In my opinion, no. But, you know, yeah, waiting for the boom. I'm waiting for something else to come because, you know, it's coming. I mean, it really is going to come. I mean, you just know something huge is on the horizon. At least I do. I feel it. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just thinking a little bit too much, right? I don't know. Anyway, but there is an article, if you haven't read it or heard it enough, in the link from Hal Turner. But anyway, kind of crazy. Then we have this lovely emergency test that's going to take place tomorrow, guys. I've heard all kinds of things. I will tell you. Please know that we have heard a lot. We may not be have been able to put together some streams, but guys, I've heard a lot of stuff. But I will tell you that I've heard people putting their phones in Faraday bags. I've heard that the Faraday bags don't work. I'm not sure if I heard this or not, but I do know that hubby, he's removing SIMS cards and going to put it in a bag. And turning them off. He's turning everything off, disconnecting everything. I mean, there's not going to be anything on in this house. So tomorrow there probably won't be any streams, but we'll see. Maybe tomorrow night. But we're not going to hold our breath. We have church tomorrow night. So probably no streams, but we might do a quick one just to check in and let everybody know how things are here in these parts. Again, this is probably, guys, just a test. And a lot of people may be making much to do about nothing. It could be just a test, guys. It's just a test, you know. Apparently there was one of these tests, I think a year ago or maybe 2 years ago, something like that. But we never got the alert then. But I'm sure everybody's going to get the alert tomorrow. And that being said, and it lasting so long, it's kind of crazy. But I'll tell you what has me a little puzzled, though, not so much this event, these things that are taking place, as much as the potassium iodide distribution. I'm thinking, what in the world? Why are they distributing these iodine tablets? Anyway, so here is this quarterly siren activation and test emergency in Delaware management in the Delaware State Park. But they're going to be conducting this test. It says on Tuesday at 10:45. So that was today, guys. In the event of an actual emergency, there would be a series, a steady of 3 to 5 minute siren sounds and all that, right? But then we have the FEMA and all the other powers that be. They're going to do their test on October 4th. And then, so the federal FEMA and federal communications will conduct a national test. So there's going to be this huge national test. It also says it's going to reach millions of phones across the country, radio, television. The test will take place around 2:20 on October 4th. With backup testing is October 11th. So I don't know that the test on October 11th is going to happen. Only if there's an emergency and they can't conduct the test on October 4th, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there'll be 2 tests. I'm only reading you what I can say right now here from this article. The national test will help ensure the wireless emergency and emergency alert system continue to be effective ways to warn the public about emergencies. If your mobile phone is on or within a range of an active cell tower from a participating wireless provider, you should receive the national test. Wireless providers will transmit the national test for 30 minutes, but your phone should only receive it once. So this is going to go on for 30 minutes, guys, for 30 minutes. Ain't that interesting? Anyway, I don't know about y'all, but whenever we have our monthly tests, they're very short. It's over within a minute. So I don't know why it's going to take 30 minutes, but it is what it is, right? Then we have free potassium iodide tablets that will be distributed on Thursday, October 5th, between 11 and 7 at the Townsend Fire Company at 107 Main Street, Townsend. The tablets are for those who live or work in a 10-mile area around Salem Hope Creek Nuclear Power Plant. So, guys, does anybody know of any other places that are possibly doing these things? And this is the area it's telling you that a 10-mile EPZ in Delaware is compromised of 4 emergency response planning areas. And here they are: Middleton, East Townsend, North Smyrna. I got family that live in Smyrna. Port Penn, Odessa, east of Townsend, North Smyrna, and South George area. Delaware City, North Middleton, South George, and Rebel areas, and then the Delaware River and Bay. I'm kind of peculiar. I'm really, curious why, maybe out of caution, trying to be prepared. I don't know what the shelf life for this potassium iodide is. I am kind of interested. I don't know if anybody else is doing that, but I find it a little intriguing. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys these lovely little updates. I'm sure you already know all about the emergency alert system. It's been out there for a good minute. And I'm sure just as well as that iodine tablets as well. But I haven't been able to put anything together. So again, I'm speaking of it now and just telling everybody, reminding everybody, because tomorrow is the big day, right? And it doesn't hurt to have reminders, right? But anyway, guys, be praying and for our food chain. It's on the package. I'm sure it is, but what is the shelf life of those iodine tablets? Do you have a clue, Drop? Just curious. I mean, I'm sure there's an expiration date on all of it. But I'm just curious, if it's, 2 years, 4 years, if it's just a year. I mean, I know a lot of things have, a year, like your prescriptions. If you don't use it all, throw it away in a year. I don't even think I have an expiration date on this because, but that's because you have to take it, right? But yeah. And I'm sure everybody does, Kevin. Like I said, the part of it, I'm sure everyone has been told of all of it. Like I said, this is one of those videos. I'm not trying to play catch up, but just a reminder of what tomorrow, the 4th, is, and then to 5 to 6 years. Okay, good deal. Well, maybe they won't need them at all, and that'll be my prayer. But that 7.5 million chickens being culled in South Africa is pretty alarming. And all this stuff about the Palestinian statehood is all biblical. You have to, be really paying attention to everything that is taking place in Israel right now. I did think that got shelved, that it was off, but maybe it's still on. And then the McCarthy being ousted, that has just really got me. I mean, just a little bit, especially the one article. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna bring up this one article, guys, because I really want to point something out that I saw in this article. I thought was just absolutely crazy. And the fact that, people can say and do what they want, I guess, that just because you get ousted means nothing, I guess. Why would we listen to anybody anyway, right? They ignore the Supreme Court all the time. So what difference does ousting, what, honey?
Can I get some cookies?
Yeah.
Owie. I'm okay. That just fell over and I didn't touch it. I don't know how it did that.
You're good.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. Africa is toast.
Africa? I'm Africa.
It caused no reason. I hear you. There's a lot of stuff happening in Africa. There is. I'll tell you.
Hey.
Avery says, hey, guys. All right. So just real quick. Okay. So Patrick Henry is the pro tempore of the House following McCarthy's ouster. But now let me see. Hopefully this is the same article, because this is, if not, I'll just nope, not the same article, because he was saying it wasn't going to matter. Fox News Digital confirmed later Tuesday evening that McCarthy would not run again for Speaker. So this is a new article. This is updated, but I did. Let's see if I can. I have the text, guys. I'm going to show you the text because I have it. I just have to get to the chat. I don't want to give everybody's info out here, so bear with me, guys. But I copied and pasted, so because I couldn't believe it was said. It was kind of crazy, right? Well, I guess it's gone even from there. Huh. I copied and pasted it. Okay, here it is. Oh, can I pull it up so you guys can see it? Anyway, it says it's unclear in which direction House Republicans intend to go as the process of selecting a new speaker moves forward. But McCarthy has said he intends to serve in the role. That's what was said originally in this article. that I shared. And I thought that was kind of funny. But apparently, Patrick McKinney, the pro temporer, is stepping up, I guess. And so, he's not going to get the opportunity to stay in the role. So, rather interesting anyway. So, it says former Kevin McCarthy was removed from his post Tuesday afternoon in a nail-biting vote. House rules dictated that McCarthy, upon his election as Speaker in January, provide a secret list of members to succeed him. Well, for pro tempore, should the office be vacated, as it was with his removal. It was revealed following the vote to oust McCarthy that McHenry was the top of the list. McHenry, a former media consultant, the political operative, was first elected to the House of Representatives in North Carolina, the 10th congressional district in 2004. He was selected as the House Republican chief deputy whip in 2015. So anyway, I don't recall anything about this guy. I don't know any of you guys know anything about him. I would be curious to know. But it is what it is, right? But anyway, so there we go. Rhino, I hear you. I don't think anyone really wanted him in office. I know we didn't. Here in this house, I can just tell you that we didn't vote for him. But obviously, we the people, we don't get a vote anyway. They put in there who they want. Just look at the White House, right? But that being said, there was all this vote and talking that, they were doing this impeachment inquiry. Now, who knows where that's going to put things on their inquiry or whatever you want to call what they were doing. I think a lot of people probably thought that he should have been doing a lot more than what he was doing, even on that aspect. But here we are, and here we are. And here he is out the door, gone, right? But it's crazy. I hear you, Drop. I hear you. Anyway, you're good. You're good. You're good. Very, very, very okay. Anyway, I don't know what y'all's plans are for tomorrow is, but we have another busy day. We'll be in church tomorrow night. And we've got other things going on. So that's kind of where we're at. But I hope everyone will have a wonderful, blessed day tomorrow. If any of you were watching, I don't know if Team Angel's still here, but she stuck out and made it through off of Bible. We were, I was doing Bible, and we were live, and our internet took a hit. It went down, and we had to reset the internet. So it took us a minute to get it going, but I had to get my phone, which my phone was about dead. It did die earlier, just to finish up Bible. And so there's a spot between, I think it's like 12 minutes and 27 seconds to 16 minutes and 47 seconds, I think it is, to where I'm not there. And my apologies, but we got back on and we finished Bible. I hear you. It raises a lot of questions, doesn't it, Drop? Absolutely. Gonna hang out and watch the zombies. I hear you. It does raise a lot of questions about, who really is he working for, because in all honesty, I think that, he was a bad choice from the very beginning, and Gates, did object from the get-go, but, eventually stopped him, allowed him to be voted in. So I don't know, but we'll just see, I guess, how it fares. And that's all we can do. And just see who they put in next. I am kind of interested on who they're going to put in. I'm hearing a lot of talk, a lot of rumors about Scalise. I think he's from Louisiana. Scalise. I'm not sure. I don't know 100%, but I think that's where Scalise is from. But anyway, God is good, right? But that's who I'm hearing. That's the number one person that I think people are looking at to take McCarthy's place. But maybe, who knows? Maybe this guy that's going to be the temper will do a good job and they'll keep him. I don't know. But we'll see, right? We shall see. Tomorrow will be an interesting day, I'm sure. Anyway, I love y'all. I thank you guys for stopping by and joining me for these few little bit of headlines. As always, have a wonderful, blessed night. And God bless you all. And thank you all so much for hanging out with me so late in the evening. This is normally, not the time we go live, but when you have so many people sick in your family and you're just emotionally drained, you do things when you can do them, right? Anyway, God bless you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Love y'all. Bye.